Today I want to open up a special opportunity to pay you $93.50 for each of your friends or your contact's email address to help grow local companies. Now that's if you're average. Now if you're a superstar, you'll also see how to make between $5,000 to $15,000 per day helping out local companies like auto shops, restaurants, medical offices, and real estate agents. But before we go ahead and get started here today, let me introduce myself. My name is Christopher Brown from AlphaLifestyleAcademy.com. Now, if you're watching this video on our website, you also see this little blue chat box down here in the bottom right-hand corner. So if you do have any questions about anything that we're going to talk about in today's video, you can just reach out to our support staff by filling out the little chat box down there in the bottom right-hand corner, and our support staff will get your questions answered. So let's go ahead and get started. Introduction. All right, listen up, folks. We're diving into the quest for more money and leveling up those businesses. Brace yourself, because the marketplace is overflowing with so-called experts and seductive opportunities, all promising to make you filthy rich. But here's the deal. These promises aren't going to work the same magic for everyone. If you want to boost your chances of hitting sweet success, it's time to team up with real, legitimate businesses that actually deliver value to the community. Trust me, it's all worth it. And guess what? I've got the goods to back it up. Check out the graph in the workbook. It spills the beans on the top 5 industries that churn out the most millionaires, including real estate, auto dealerships, medical offices, and restaurants. So what's the moral of the story? Don't get sucked into those shiny shortcuts and snake oil salesmen. Partnering up with real businesses that are out there doing some good. And remember, according to this fancy graph, these industries are where the big bucks are hanging out. Stay smart, stay savvy, and go chase that moolah. Now, before we continue, people love the idea of doing something as simple as getting paid $93.50 for an email address of your contacts. Many of you already have enough following on social media to make your first $100,000. So if you'd like to get into all the bloody details, you can go ahead and click on the banner inside the blog that you're watching, or you can go to iwanttopayyou.com. That website again is iwanttopayyou.com. So let's get back into this. Why are we doing this? Hey there, folks. Time to dive into the world of making money. The Direct Marketing Association has some interesting stats for us. They say that each email newsletter subscriber is worth a sweet $187 over the lifetime of that subscriber. And get this, for every dollar you spend to acquire a new subscriber, you can make $40 in return. Talk about a big bang for your buck. Think about it like this. Spend $1, make $40. Spend $2, make $80. How many times can you do that? As many times as your crazy money-loving heart's desire. So this is how you're able to get paid $93.50 for each of your friends or your contact's email address. So you get half of the money from the emails, and the business gets the other half. Our friend Russell Brunson, who's been keeping an eye out on over 100,000 small businesses, found that an email newsletter subscriber can be worth a mind-boggling $500 every single month. That's some serious cash flow. Now, I'm guessing many of you have tried your hand at making more money before. And let me tell you, the marketplace is filled with self-proclaimed gurus and shiny opportunities promising to make you rich. But here's the truth. It is unlikely you'll see the same results for yourself. Why? Because there's a whole bunch of tricks and gimmicks out there, making it nearly impossible to succeed. But fear not, my friends. I've got a tip for you to increase your chances of success by working with real businesses that offer real services to your community. Take a peek at the graph inside the workbook. It reveals the top 5 businesses with the most millionaires, including real estate, auto dealerships, medical offices, and restaurants. These industries know how to rake in the dough. According to statistics, the top 5 industries with the highest likelihood of turning someone into a millionaire are real estate, with 43.2% of them being millionaires. Real estate activities like mortgages and real estate agents, with 25.2% of them being millionaires. Auto dealers with 20.8% being millionaires. Financial services with 18.5% of them being millionaires. And independent artists and creatives with 12.5% of them being millionaires. Oh yeah, and let's not forget about other professional sectors, with 10.6% of them being millionaires. And then finally, wholesalers at 10% of them being millionaires. They offer some golden opportunities too. So instead of chasing after tricky shortcuts and gimmicks, focus on teaming up with real businesses and helping them thrive. Remember, you don't have to be super rich, just aim not to be poor. That's the name of the game. What do you understand about leverage? All right, skeptics, let's have a little chat about making more money. You know, every now and then I come across some doubters who demand proof of proven ways to rake in the cash. And I can't help but crack a mischievous smile because they clearly don't understand the power of leverage. See, these folks are used to working a standard 8-hour day and getting paid for those 8 hours. And if they want to make a sweet $100,000 a year, well, they got to earn at least $50 per hour, grinding away 40 hours a week for 50 weeks a year. So naturally, when they hear stories of someone hauling in $100,000 over a single weekend, it just doesn't compute for them. It's like they're stuck in a mental maze, unable to wrap their heads around it. But there is a secret sauce. When someone has put in the time to build a massive following, they only need a small fraction of that following to respond to the message in order to reach their income goal and provide for their family. Now, mind you, building such a loyal following takes a whole lot of time and effort. It ain't no walk in the park. But imagine how much easier it would be to find somebody who is already successful, blast out a message to their following endorsing you and what you have to offer. My first $10,000 day. Now picture this. The first time I tried this method, I struck a deal with a guy by the name of Joel Brelton, who sent out an email to his customer base, giving his seal of approval to what I had to offer. And guess what? In just 6 short hours after sending out that email, that turned into a whopping 141 sales. Boom! You see, most companies focus on acquiring one customer at a time. We take a different approach. We dive into joint ventures, also known as group marketing. This fancy tactic allows us to snag a single customer who can bring in a whole army of new customers. We're talking about hundreds, thousands, or even tens or hundreds of thousands of new customers, depending on the size of the deal. And that's how we roll. Let me give you an example to chew on. We scored a deal with a local company that had 4,200 customers at the time. Then we joined forces with another company, adding another 4,000 customers to our pool. Now we're sitting on over 8,000 customers. And guess what, my friends? With that kind of following in our back pocket, we can start working with even more successful companies. We've got 8,000 customers, folks. Now we can level up by teaming up with somebody who's got 16,000 customers. The numbers just keep growing exponentially. We're talking 8,000 to 16,000 to 32,000 to 64,000 to 128,000 to 256,000 to 512,000 and finally to a whopping 1,024,000 customers. When you've got that kind of endorsement from all these people, can you even fathom how many of them will start doing business with you? It's mind-blowing. You know, some folks spend years trying to build a client base to a decent income. But guess what? By leveraging somebody else's following, you can slash that time down to a matter of days or weeks. Yeah, you heard me right. Let me give you a couple more examples to get your gears turning. Take Jeff Walker. He made zilch for 6 long years. But once he started leveraging somebody else's following, he ranked in a cool $3.5 million over a 35-hour period. Talk about a power move. Oh, and don't forget about me and Al Nin. We teamed up with his dentist and reached out to several beauty salons. In just 90 days, we attracted a whopping 3,200 new patients. And get this, that was an average of $2,000 per patient, totaling a jaw-dropping $6.5 million in just 12 months. Cha-chings. These are just a couple examples that prove how by working together can make providing for your family a whole lot easier. Now listen up. Many of you already have a following on social media large enough to make your first $100,000 in reach. Then there are those of you who are making $1,000 to $12,000 a week by doing something as simple as delivering flyers that direct people to a website where they can sign up for your email list. Easy peasy. You know, there's a ton of hype regarding social media these days, but when it comes down to making money, let me tell you, email is where the big bucks are. More money is spent on email than any other marketing channel. So my friends, go forth, work together, watch the magic unfold. You've got the power to achieve great things. My $400 million company. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Christopher Brown. In my previous gig, I rocked the business strategist role at a monstrous $400 million marketing firm. During my time there, I had the pleasure of collaborating with big shot executives from companies like Ancestry.com, Crate Trucking, and Procter & Gamble. Now let me spill some insider knowledge I picked up on my coaching sessions with these top-notch executives. We'll call it the $1 billion blueprint. Yeah, it's a fancy term, but it's not just for billion-dollar companies. It works with online companies too, as well as small and medium-sized businesses. Sure, there are rare unicorns that skyrocketed to billions, like when Facebook scooped up Instagram. But here's the kicker. When smaller companies reach their financial goals in as little as 90 days by putting the $1 billion blueprint into action. That's right, folks. It's a shortcut to success. Based upon my own experiences with these killer companies, I've crafted something special just for you. You won't need to buy a ton of products to sell on Amazon or create your own digital products or any of the other complicated things that people do online. We've done the work for you through our amazing software that's similar to the same type of software that experts like Dean Graziosi, Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, and many others have used, that we call as an auto sales closing system. This system covers all the bases: generating interest, capturing leads, presenting products, closing sales like a boss, and following up with potential customers using not one, not two, but 9 different categories of income streams. And bam! Now, if you're familiar with the TV show Undercover Billionaire, yeah, where in Season 1 Ben Stearns and Season 2 Grant Cardone were dropped up in the middle of nowhere with just $100, no contacts. Well, guess what? They built a massive $1 million to $5 million empire in just 90 days by leveraging the success of others. Impressive, huh? Now, I know the idea of leveraging somebody else's following to build your customer base might sound intriguing, but I get it. Turning that idea into action can be a bit overwhelming. That's why I'm here, folks. I'm inviting to join our awesome team, where we will work together to conquer the challenges and achieve the sweet, sweet success. So we're waiting for you. Let's move on to the next module and see how this badass blueprint can change your life. Conclusion. I got something exciting to share with you. I know you love the idea of making a sweet $93.50 for every email in your contact list. I mean, who wouldn't, right? But let's be honest. Turning that idea into reality can be a real pain in the you-know-what. So here's what I'm going to do for you. I want to invite you to check out iwantopayyou.com. You heard me right. iwantopayyou.com is where all the magic happens. It's the place where your dreams come true, where money flows like a river, and where you can finally see the moolah rolling in. Sounds like a pretty damn good deal, doesn't it? Or if you're watching this video on our website, you can just scroll down the page and click on the banner at the very bottom of the page. Now, I had a blast recording this episode for you here today. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and we will see you in our next episode. Bye-bye now.